Okay, so we're finally to week 9. Yay. So I have some resources here for doing your WordPress site. So that would be HTML resources, website criteria, WordPress site. Well, okay, I think we're going to look at, I'm not going to give you this one. We're going to look at website criteria. So I'm going to open that up. So this is what I'd like to see for your finished WordPress website. Portfolio website criteria. So your brand identity customization. You're going to need to have a header with your brand identity design. Include your logo if you're not setting it as a featured image. So we'll talk about how to design your header and how to set your logo as a featured image. You don't have to do both, one or the other. Logo as a featured image is optional if you're not including your logo in the header. Background image to make, to use a pattern in your background or something like that, or a texture, that's optional. That can be done. The pages that I'd like to see, I'm saying that a home page is optional. You can decide if you want your front page to be a static welcome page, or if you want it to be a blog page where you have all of your most recent posts appearing in order of most recent chronological order. Whatever you posted last comes to the top. So a lot of times WordPress sites, the front page is your blog. If you blog regularly, you want your front page to be your blog. If you don't blog so regularly, you'll want something like a static welcome page that just, welcome to the site. Maybe you have a bio about yourself or a mission statement about your business. You could have your front page be the bio or about page, which I'm also saying is optional, with a paragraph about yourself as a designer. Now, these three are the ones that are the required right here. So what's required is that you have your portfolio page with a gallery or slideshow display. You can choose what type of gallery you want. It could be a gallery or slideshow, however you want. Or combinations. You could do multiple galleries. You could have drop-down menus with different organizing your portfolio into different pages, like your fine artwork on one page, your design work or your digital art, graphic design on another page. If you do other types of media like video, maybe that's another page. Animation. So you could decide how you want your portfolio to be organized. Could all be on one page if you want. Then we have resume. So the resume page could just have a link to a PDF document or Word document, but it's even better if you can copy and paste content from a resume onto into the WordPress editor, so you actually have a resume displayed as a page on your WordPress site, and you also have the option for somebody to download a PDF or a Word document. That could be a more printable version, or you could give them a few options, like a plain version of your website, or sorry, a plain version. You can have a plain version of your resume that's easy to print, and you can also have a graphic designer's resume with a lot of infographic kind of content, like I showed from your graphic design resume example folder. You'll see lots of really cool graphic design resumes with diagrams and all kinds of cool original graphics integrated into the layout of the resume. So that's a really nice thing to have in your portfolio if you did that. It could just be a simple resume, that's fine. But if you want that job, go for the gold. Do your best to make a graphic designer's resume. Although for the credit for this website, you don't have to have your graphic designer's resume ready. I just encourage you to do that at some point. It should give you an edge. Contact page with a form. We'll talk about how to do that. So those are the 3 required pages: a portfolio page, a resume, and a contact page. Okay, so then for your gallery images should include titles, captions, alt text, and description. So we talked about how to do that before in prior classes. Navigation menu should be visible on your pages so viewers can get from one place to another easily. You should include all of your main pages on the top level, such as resume, portfolio, contact. Drop down submenus are optional. We'll talk about that. Widgets. You might want to well, it's saying this is a requirement, so we'll go with that. Add a search widget. That's good, so viewers can search content on your website. Other widgets of your choice are optional. If you wanted a map, like a Google map, to be on the side of your page, so that people know your business location, for example, or your hours. There are all kinds of widgets that can be placed in the margins of your website, or the headers or the footers. Additional content that can be embedded by widgets. Share buttons are important, so that's a requirement. So that helps you to become more visible on the web, have a greater web presence, by visitors who come, who are all connected to social media, and if they like what they see, if you have share buttons on your page, all they have to do is click. They like it on Facebook. Now they've just broadcasted what a wonderful website you have to all of their contacts. Imagine that. And word will spread like wildfire how awesome you are on online, and everybody will be coming to see your work. So that's how you really raise your web traffic and gain clients. All right, so those are the requirements. So follow that list. I'm going to start demonstrating how to start. So going into my WordPress account here. Here I am, as if I just logged in. I've got my sites. I can choose my site. I have a little notification here. Somebody sent me a notification. It looks like I followed myself. That must be an automatic thing WordPress does. There's my little person there with my. This is called a gravatar that I have. You can click to choose a photo to represent you, and then if I want to log out, I can log out. But I want to stay in, so I'm going to go to my sites, and I'm on Starbloom Graphics. I can view my site here, and it's very simple and plain right now. First thing you might want to do, actually, first thing you should do, is you should go down to customize, and actually don't click customize yet. Go to themes and choose your theme. We talked about choosing themes. We talked already about how we can filter just the free ones. That's always nice to do. And then you can choose something that looks good. This has a nice navigational bar here. This one could be nice here. So something that could work for a portfolio. So you just look at the layouts and see if there's anything that stands out that you like. So maybe I'll try this one here. This Lingonberry site here has the navigational bar at the top. It has the space for a header, it looks like. So I can click here on the ellipsis, and then I could do a live demo. I could activate. I could try and customize. Any one of those will work. I'll do try and customize. So it takes me to the customize options, which I like to go to because then I can see right away, in as if I'm in the customize for this theme, the customize options. I can see if there are options for a header, which I'm not seeing. Site identity. Nope, I'm gonna go back out of that. I could change the colors, backgrounds, menus. I have widgets, but I don't have headers, so no, I don't think I want this one. So I'm gonna click the X to get out, and now I'm back at themes. So I want something that will give me an option to create a header and use a header in the header space. Maybe this plain one. Let's see. Try and customize. Does this give me? This one gives me a header option. I like that. Gives me a nice navigational bar, and it gives me option for header. So I'm going to click that and see what size it's giving me. So it's telling me the dimension 1600 by 220. Now your dimensions for whatever theme you choose, they're going to have different dimensions. So your dimensions will probably be different than mine if you choose a different theme. So if I'm happy with that, I'm going to just click activate and publish. Thanks for choosing plain. Okay. Learn about this theme. You can click on, they'll give you a tour of your theme, or I could just skip that and just go to customize the site. Okay, so for customizing your header, if I don't like this font, I don't even have to use it. Or I could go to site identity, and I could, if I like that, if I like WordPress's text there, I could go with that. I could even add a tagline. This is all in site identity. So what's a tagline? It's like another line that intrigues the viewer to want to know more, or gives a little bit more information. So I could say designs that inspire, something like that. So now I have a tagline. If I want to add my logo, I can click inside identity. I have that option right here, add logo. But I need to get my logo, so I go to Illustrator, and I'm just gonna, I'm in my identity package with all the artboards, and let's say I want to grab my logo and duplicate it. So I'm going to option drag it out, and if I just want my logo, I'm just going to scale it up big, and then I'm going to take my artboard tool and draw an artboard around my logo. I don't want to crop it off at all. I just want it to be tight around it. And then I go to my selection tool. Then if I want that to be centered to that artboard, I can use my align panel, align to artboard, center align, and vertical align. So that's centered. Now what artboard is this? I think I'm just gonna select it with my selection tool and go to File and then go to Export and do Save for Web. And this time I don't want the background to be filled with white. So what do? I want it transparent. So I click Transparency, check Transparency. It's PNG 24. I'm going to change to Art Optimized on this. Clipped Artboard's good. Save. I'm just going to name this Logo. I could put Star Bloom, just to remind myself it's the Star Bloom logo. Going to Web Images, click Save. Now, going back to my browser to get to WordPress, now I can click Add Logo, and I can select Files, and I can choose where I have it stored. In my Web Images logo, there it is. Open. And I probably want to put some alt text. I'll just copy, Command C to copy what I just, logo, Star Bloom, Command V for the alt text. And I could just do set as logo. And there it is. It made my header take up a lot more space. But that's the logo with the text and the tagline. If I want, I can click Publish, and that will make it stay. Make it that what I just did. That's out there now on the web. I can go back and let's see. Let's say I wanted to change the font. I could go to Font and choose Default Theme Font and choose something different. So if I didn't like the feel of that font, I could always choose something different that gives me a different feel. No. Star Bloom Graphics. And the base font can also be changed. That would be the smaller text here. Something that's easy to read. Maybe a little heavier. Okay, so they make it easy to choose fonts that are consistent and don't clash. But let's say I didn't want to design my header this way. I want to use Illustrator, which I highly recommend that you do. Use Illustrator. You could do and do your own header. You could do it this way though if you want, with your own logo, as long as it's your own logo. But if I wanted to really customize my header, I go back to Site Identity and I can click Remove Logo. Remove Logo. And now I have the smaller size header. I can uncheck Display Site Title and Tagline. And now I have the space to use for my own design in the header. So then I can click Publish that. Then I can go back and then I can go to Header Image because that's what I want. And I take note of the size, 1600 by 220. So that's what I'm going to do. In Illustrator, I'm going to make an artboard that's 1600 by 220. So I go File, New, or Command N, and I choose what setting do you think? Web as my preset. And then I plug in what it said. Do you guys remember? Was it 1600? Am I remembering right? By 220? Let me just verify. So I go back to my browser. 1600 by 220. I remembered right. Okay. So 1600 by 220. I'm going to name this header. This is the Illustrator file. So this will go in Originals. So that's all good. Leave all the defaults. All you have to do is name it header. Put in the width and the height that the WordPress theme will give you if you have the header option. I'm going to click create, and now it's giving me that space to work with. So I want to save this, File Save or Command S, and that should go in the Originals folder because this is the Illustrator file. So that goes in Originals. And okay there. Now what I want to do is I want to go to my identity there. And the reason why it's better to do your own header is because then you have that brand consistency where you are matching your title that you used on your identity package, your business title, with your logo. I'm going to hold down Shift, select both together, Command C to copy, go to the header, Command V to paste, and then when I scale, remember I got to have them both selected together, hold down Shift to scale proportionally. Always scale proportionally so that the business size and the logo size are scaling together. You're not going to choose one and scale that separately, right? You choose them both. So select both, click on one, Shift click the other, hold Shift, scale, and I just want to scale it so it will fill the space nicely. Maybe I want the logo on the side, then the name of the business. And I don't want to scale the name of the business really big to fill the space. I want the same proportion, remember that. And then I want to have my tagline. So I take my type tool, click, and then I put design that inspire. And I can change the size of that. Something bigger. Maybe I want to match the font here. It's Atlas, so I could put in Atlas, maybe Atlas italic for that. And I do want to match my colors to my brand when I'm designing this. So let's see if I go to my identity, my document, let's see if I have my swatches for this brand here. I do have my brand swatches there. So I'm gonna just save this, Command S, and go to my header and save that, Command S. And then I want my brand swatches. So I'm gonna go to, in swatches, I'm gonna go to library, other library, and I'm gonna choose where I have that identity document. So I guess I have it here. So it's that. So I click open, and now I have the little library panel that has my brand swatches, which I can drag into my main swatches so that I always have them easy to access in my main swatches panel for, whoops, let me get that tabbed. So I have my brand swatches all there in my new document. So I'm going to hit Command S to save. And then I can try different colors that go along with my brand. Something that might complement, look nice, but still easy to read. Not too light. Maybe that will work. Design set inspire. And then I can have some other kind of colors back here. I could do a backdrop color with a rectangle. So let me try that. So I'll go to draw behind, choose a color, maybe a real light color. Let's see what that looks like. If I drag out that light color, except now I'm losing part of my logo because it's the same color. So let's see a different color. That's too dark, too dark, too dark. That might work. That could work. Maybe the pink. Maybe lighten the pink up a little bit. And then I have another color I could use for my brand that I can drag in there. Or maybe I like the other one. Okay. So you could put other design elements. You can grab those from your identity package. Like if I want to use that line again, I can copy that. Command C to copy. Just be consistent. Command V to paste. And I could have a dividing line. Oops. And I could scale it out and have it go all the way across. What else can I have? I can have I can have this other rectangle. Command C to copy. Go into the other document. Command V to paste. Oops, but I'm on draw behind, so let me hit Command Shift right bracket to bring it to the front and go back to normal draw. And then I can, maybe I want to have this on one end here like that. That could look nice. Do something a little different there. Nice balance. Let's see, what else could I do? I could take the logo that's transparent and use that. Command C to copy. Go over here, Command V to paste. And I could have it just kind of hanging off the edges in the background like that. That's kind of cool. Actually, it's not in the background, it's in the front. So I could send it to the back, Command Shift left bracket, and then Command right bracket to bring it one step forward. Let's see if that works. Command right bracket. There we go. So that's kind of cool. I kind of like that. Or I could scale it smaller. See how it looks smaller? So that the whole thing is there. Or not. I kind of like it really big. So it doesn't quite resemble the logo again, but it hints at it. It's kind of nice. Okay, so let's say I like that. So I'm going to save that header, and then I'm going to go File, and I'm going to choose Export, and any of these export options will be great, like Export As. And then I go to Web Images, PNG. I want to check Use Artboards, and I've only got one artboard, so it doesn't matter what I choose there. Header and export, and then 72 is fine for the resolution, 72 pixels per inch. Type optimized, maybe art optimized. Either one of those will work. Background color. It shouldn't matter if I choose transparent or white or black for this, because I don't have anything transparent in the background. And I'm going to click OK. So now when I go back to WordPress, and I'm here in Customize options, I go to header image, because let's get out of Customize. Let me close that. So how did we get to Customize? When you enter into your WordPress account, under Personalize, you will see Customize and Themes. We already went to Themes and chose a theme. Now we can click Customize to get to the Customize dialog. And that's where we had site identity and colors and background, fonts, and image header. So I click on image header, and I found out the dimensions I need. And then I just want to click, now that I've made a header with those dimensions now, and I've made it into a PNG so it can be embedded in the website, I can click add new image, and I'm going to want to then from here choose upload files, because I don't want to use any of these that are in my media library. So I click upload files, I can click select files, and I should have header. There it is, the header that's in my web images folder. And then I click open, And alt text, I could just put header. It's always good to put your alt text in there. You don't want a lawsuit, as we found out about. And then just click select and crop. And if your header wasn't the right size, you can crop it with this cropping tool. But I want my header to be fully the size that was specified, that they give me the option for. So I can click skip cropping, I could click crop image. It's the same thing. If you're using the whole space, I'll just do skip cropping. And there it is. It fits. I'm going to click publish. And then let's see what it looks like when we preview the site. I'm going to go back. Close out of this. And when I click view site, I have the option to preview it on the desktop, on a tablet. Ooh, on a tablet, it's cutting stuff off. So that makes me think, oh, I need to make a header that where I move the text in for the tablet, a phone. Ooh, even worse. So now that's giving me more of an idea of what I would need to do to fix that, because it works on the desktop, looks great, but tablet and phone not so much. So I would have to change that. If I want to just visit the site, I can click visit site. That's what it looks like as a site. If I don't care what people see on their tablet and phone, I could just leave it at that. But I think I'm gonna just go back, and it was like all the way over here. So I'm just going to select this text, and actually what I should do is I should show my rulers, view rulers, show rulers, and I believe that where things started getting cut off was around graphics. Let me just go back and see if I go to my site. Let me click on there. Let me go back to customize. Okay, let me get out of that. My sites. No, it's not letting me preview my site in the different with the different options. Let's go back and choose it. Star Bloom Graphics. There. Now I have view site there as my option. That gives me this option. So I can go to phone. So it's everything starts at the G. So I'll say that's the start if I want it to look good on the phone. So the start would be around, let's see if I can get to, oh, my guides are locked. So view, guides, unlock guides. Let me just move this guide over to where it's cutting things off. And now I'll lock the guides, lock guides. And then I'm just gonna select the text items and move them over. And I want space for the logo, so I'll just have the logo. So I want everything to be moved over, give it space. Star Bloom Graphics, designs that inspire, that could be lined up with it or indented a little bit, whatever looks good. Try out different things. And the line, let me just scale that down. Okay. Maybe I could make this backdrop logo even bigger then. That could be interesting. Maybe have it off center a little bit. So, or center it around this logo here. Okay, I'm gonna go with that. So I'm gonna say file, save, and then I'm gonna go file, export, and this time I'll do save for web because I like to see the preview. And let's say I like that. So then I'm gonna just do, let's do art optimized or type optimized, whatever looks better. I'll go with art optimized. Clip to artboard, and then I'm gonna save this as header. It's going to web images. So I'll just click save. If I choose the same exact title, it'll overwrite the other header, but I'll just do save and not replace it. Now I'm just gonna go back to customize, and I'm gonna go to header image, and I could do hide image, add new image, could do that, and upload files, and then select the file, and then I choose that new header, open, and see what this one looks like. So I'll just do header again for the alt text, select and crop, skip cropping. So now it's gonna be like that, which I may not like for the website. That's the only problem, if I don't like this kind of spacing for the website. But maybe I just need to put something more interesting over on this side so that it has a balance, or maybe that's fine. So it's up to you if you want to design it that way. If you want to just design it for, let's say I click publish, if you want to just design it for the desktop computer, that's fine too. So if I go back and I look at, let's see, let me close this out, and I go to view site. Now if I go to tablet, oh, but it doesn't fit anyway, so I'd have to make everything smaller. Forgot about that. And phone, yeah, I'd have to keep adjusting everything, and then it might hurt the desktop look. So I guess I'll just go back and just design this for the desktop. Okay, so I'll go back to customize, and then since I didn't delete that header that I had, I was happy with it, so I'll just choose that one, and I like that, so I can go with that. Publish. But if you were designing for the phone and the tablet, I'd have to really shrink things down. To go back, and then I have to go to view site, and let's go to phone. So actually, let me go back to my site. I'm going to go back to customize, choose header image. I'll go back to this one, see what I can do with that. Close. Well, let's say I publish that. Go back, and then go back to header image. No, I'm sorry. Then I'm gonna just go view site, go to phone. So it cuts it off after the G. So that means then if I wanted to redesign this, let me drag out another guide, and that means that I have to have all my text just fit really small. So that means I have to select my logo and my business name together and scale it really small. There we go. So it can fit for the phone. And maybe I'll just duplicate this over here so it has a nice balance to it for the desktop side. Or I could stretch this out wider so it looks like it's supposed to be coming all the way like that. Maybe this could have a blending mode on it. Opacity, tried to blend together, like darken, that kind of works. Or from opacity, from properties, could try different things. Multiply. I think darken's probably what I want. Darken, yeah, because it kind of keeps the similar colors. Okay, so let's say I like that, and then I go File, Save, and then this should come out further. Maybe I'll move this in a little bit. Okay, so then I'm going to just do File, Save, and then I'm going to go File, Export, Save for Web. Okay, that's kind of cool. I like that. And I'll leave all these settings. PNG 24, transparency check, art optimized, clipped artboard. It's all good. Save. And I'll just replace the other header that I have. Save and replace. And then when I go back into WordPress though, I still have to go to customize and go to header image and add new image and upload files, select files, and then I'll just choose my header that I just altered, PNG, click open, just call it header again, header, and alt text, select and crop, skip cropping, and that's the new one. So now I click publish. Now when I go to view site, it's looking pretty good on desktop, looking good on a tablet, and looking good on a phone. So that's a way to get it to fit for all of them. So that's designing your header. All right. So next video we'll look at other ways to customize your site.